This is Amara. Now listen, I'm gonna get straight into this video. There's no time wasting here. I just got this article I need to read to you guys. I'm out here trying to make people aware of certain things that's going on in the world and in our society. But there's other people's gonna say that I'm stirring up things, that I'm seeing things that aren't really there. Listen, there's a lot of other content creators like myself trying to wake people up to a lot of the that's going on in the world. A lot of the that's going on in the world. And most of it is in favor of the upper echelons, the elite. Now, we've been surveilled in almost every single aspect of our lives. Let me grab some water here. We are being surveilled in almost every aspect of our life. We're starting to live in this dystopic, Orwellian type state where every single thing that we do, every single movement that we make, every person we come into contact with is being monitored. Our bank accounts been looked at. Every single aspect of our lives is being monitored, surveilled. When we go into shops, we got cameras everywhere watching us. When we're on the roads, walking around, we got CCTV cameras watching us. When you're on your computer at home or at work, typing, all the information is going somewhere. Your data is being sold to various different organizations. These people know your taste. They know when you're going on holiday. They know who your friends are. Man, why do they need all this information? Now there's an article that's come out quite recently. I want you to leave a comment at the end of this video. Okay? I want you to leave a comment and tell me what you think of this article. This article is entitled Pensioners at Risk of Snooping by Officials Under Orwellian New Law, warns David Davis, and the story is by David Williamson. Check this. The bank accounts of pensioners and landlords will be at risk of snooping if the government secures Orwellian powers. Former Brexit Secretary David Davis has warned. Sir David, one of Parliament's highest profile campaigners for civil liberties, claimed that a proposed new law would erode financial privacy like never before in our country. Yes, in our country, in the UK. This is not a totalitarian society yet, but is moving that way. He is concerned that measures intended to combat fraud and avoid errors could be abused by future governments. The proposal would allow banks to look out for warning signs and then pass on information to the Department for Work and Pensions. Sir David agreed that there is a big fraud issue, but cautioned that new powers would force banks to monitor over 20 million accounts. What? What? I gotta read that last line again. Sir David agreed that there is a big fraud issue. Yes, there is, because there's people out there, man. They don't want to work. Yeah, and some people abuse the system. There's also other people, they like to try and snoop into other people's accounts. These are like people who just can't be bothered to get off their ass and work. Right? They want to try and do all kinds of tactics to try and rob people of their personal money. Yeah? These people who commit computer fraud. But let me tell you, man, 20 million accounts, yeah, will be monitored. They reckon up to 20 million accounts could be monitored. 20 million accounts. That is about roughly a third of the UK's population. Oh man. He said under the proposals, everyone in receipt of money from government's Department of Work and Pensions will be of special interest. will be of special interest, including 10 million Brits who receive the state pension. The idea that pensioners should be caught up in the net of this giant financial fishing exercise is completely absurd. Sir David is also concerned that landlords or those in receipt of housing benefits will have their bank accounts considered fair game for state-backed snooping. For state-backed snooping. You see how they're trying to get at pensioners? You see what they're trying to do? You see what they're trying to do to the elderly? You see what they're trying to do to pensioners? Can you not see it? Someone needs to wake up and smell the coffee, man. Sir David is also concerned that landlords or those in receipt of housing benefit will have their bank accounts considered fair game for state-backed snooping. State-backed snooping. Warning of how this could worsen housing problems, he said, many will not like the prospect, and the results may be that the tenants find it much more difficult to rent in an already difficult market. When Britain is suffering from housing crisis, these are intolerable risks. He said that Data Protection and Digital Information Bill, which was debated in the Lords last week, has been rushed through Parliament without proper scrutiny. He suggested the lack of attention is how ministers managed to smuggle Orwellian new powers into the bill. Man, I always thought, that government was supposed to be there for us and that we elected them in. That we're living in a democracy. And that when we vote for our particular parties. That's for those of us who vote. And we vote for these parties to do things to benefit us and to benefit society. Now it seems like instead of governments being there for us because we voted for them to be in, it seems like we vote for them and then they come into power and they do what they want to do, not what they were elected to do. They're doing what they want to do. You know how many bills are passed through Parliament every day? How many people in the general public know about these laws? Aren't the government officials meant to be there for us? Are not us for them? They're supposed to be in office for us, not us for them. I just don't understand this. And how so many different bills are being passed every single day without the consent of the general public and those people who voted for these parties and voted for these government ministers to sit and represent us. Let me read on. Brexiteer fears the surveillance powers will undermine the presumption of innocence and could be dangerously abused. So, you know what? Look at the way that the courts are moving now. Look at the way that the media's moving now. You are guilty until proven innocent. Not innocent until be proven guilty. Not the other way around. You are innocent until proven guilty. Look at how many people have been tried by media. Look at how many people have been tried by media. You are now proven guilty until proven innocent. You are guilty until proven innocent. It's like everything is going the reverse way around. And people, it looks like, aren't really getting this. They're not seeing it. I'm out here with a lot of other content creators trying to wake people up, and we're trying to fight for the general public and trying to help other people. But there's people who say that people like me and other content creators trying to make people aware of certain things, that we are troublemakers and that we are the discontented. And it's not at all like that. We are showing people that, listen, there's so many things that's going on and the wool's been pulled over your eyes and it's time to wake up. We are starting to live in this dystopic, Orwellian type society where we're constantly under surveillance. Can you not see? Can you not see that? Now they're starting to attack the pensioners. Now they're starting to attack the pensioners. Now they're starting to attack the older generation. As though 2020 wasn't bad enough. Let me read on. I wince at the thought of how future governments might use these powers to secretly scour our bank accounts, he said, adding, short of tracking our every movement, there could be no more evasive way for the state to monitor us than keeping tabs on our spending habits. I've been talking about things such as a CBDCs, digital currency, and now the government wants to move towards this and to centralise it under the Central Bank of England. Then eventually we'll have one world bank. Every single transaction that you make will be monitored and recorded with digital money. With digital money, you won't have so much privacy in terms of your transfer, how you want to exchange your money for goods and service. At the moment, you got cash and you can do a private transaction. Eventually, you won't have that when digital money comes in. This surveillance by banks and by governments, they're starting to move towards this digitalized money. People need to start to wake up and smell the coffee. A government spokeswoman said, these changes do not allow direct access to any bank accounts. Instead, third parties will be required to share data with us only when it signals potential fraud or error. And the DWP, which is the Department for Work and Pensions, will not be able to see how claimants or pensioners spend their money. That might be true at first, but look further on down the line, in years to come, that might not be the case. We have a duty to treat taxpayers' money responsibly, which is why we are cracking down on fraud. This is backed up by our 900 million fraud plan. This is backed up by our 900 million fraud plan, which will bolster our counter-fraud operations and root out those who steal from the most vulnerable. As I say again, it's a two-pronged thing. Okay? Yes, they are probably trying to catch out fraudsters who either manipulate the fundings. Those are people who are misappropriating money. Yes, that is true. Some people are probably misappropriating other people's money, pensioners' money. And we know that there's a lot of people as well, they get online and they try and steal other people's money. But the other side to this also is that the government themselves, they could be surveilling people and watching their spending, and in the end they better stop people from using their own money. It is hoped that the new arrangements will prevent wrongful overpayments, such as when a pensioner who has moved to a country where the state pension is frozen. The government anticipates the department would be able to step in and prevent the pensioner having to make large repayments. It's their money, and people like the government want to treat people like they're all fraudsters. This is the way that it seems to me to be going. People work hard for their money, man. They work for years and years and years. Yeah? And they save up their pension money. I know governments is like they want to have control over that. They want to have control over that. And people paying their taxes into the system. And now the government wants to monitor that. Talk about trying to stop fraud. Yes, they may be trying to do that, but also they're trying to control when, where, and how people spend their money. That is also part of the scheme of things, the way things are going. I want you to leave a comment and give me your views and opinions on this article. Are we starting to live under a Orwellian state, a dystopic society? Where is this all going in terms of all this surveillance? Cameras everywhere watching us. Our private information being recorded. Where is all this information going? Why is our information being sold to private companies? Please like, comment, subscribe and share. Please like, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you.